Okay, so we have the oil plug back in there, and we got it on there tight. We got the new oil filter on. We got the old one taken out. So now all that's left is to put in the new oil. You've drained all the old oil out of the vehicle. Now you're going to put in the new fresh oil. And now we're using some Pennzoil right here. You're going to want to just take off the cap. Sometimes you can use a funnel. If you feel pretty steady with your hand, you don't necessarily have to use one, but a funnel is always good if you got one around. You want to check your manual to see how much oil your car will take. You can buy it. This is a 5-quart right here, but you can buy them in single quarts as well. Right now we're using 4.5, so I'm going to fill it up most of the way and just kind of guess and check once I get towards the bottom. Use our dipstick there. Now you'll notice the oil here is actually pretty clear. It's got kind of a lightish brown tint to it. But new oil looks like this. It's when oil starts to get through the engine and stuff that it really gets to that dark black sort of color. And that's actually a good indication of when your oil needs to get changed. Most mechanics and stuff will tell you every 3,000 miles. If you call in a click and clack on the radio or something, they'll actually tell you, and most seasoned mechanics or farm hands and stuff will tell you that actually engines can usually handle up to about 5,000 miles per oil change. That's usually what I run myself on, about 5,000 miles every oil change. But 3,000 is fine. There's no harm in doing it earlier, and most of the time that's why mechanics will tell you that, because sooner is just kind of better safe than sorry sort of issue. So let's see, we've got just about a quart left in there, so we can go another half here, just a little bit more. Alright, well, we'll go ahead and we'll let that settle for just a second. Go ahead and screw the lid. Got a little bit left. It's always a good idea if you have any sort of oil left over after you've filled it all up, go ahead and toss it in your trunk. If you're driving down the road and you've got some problems, maybe for some reason you got an oil leak, it's good to have some oil on hand in your car so that you can go ahead and top it off until you get to some place. So it's always good to have just at least a little bit of oil, maybe a quart around in your trunk to have on hand. There we go. Let it kind of drain down for a little bit. We'll take a second to get down to the bottom there. Got quite the dirty rag going. It's kind of fun to get dirty a little bit, let you feel young again. It's kind of why I like doing this stuff, one of the many reasons. So you go ahead and you'll take out your oil dipstick. Like I said, it's always good to kind of clean it off first so that you get a real accurate reading. Stick it on down in there, pull it up, give it a good shake, and you can really tell the levels, especially with fresh new oil and once you've cleaned off the dipstick like that. And then you've usually got holes here in the end, and the holes really make it very easy to tell whether there's liquid in there or not. But we're looking real good here. We're nice and full. The oil, since it's all been changed, is nice and clean oil. So we'll go ahead and we'll take our funnel out of there and put our cap back in. Screw that in, right? There we go. And there you have it. Fresh new oil change. We'll go ahead and we'll close the hood and we'll take it off the jack, but aside from that, we've got an oil change on our hands.